Okay, I just show you for those who do not know how to sew this to the zip. I'm using normal thread and normal sewing thread and needle. So here I have some checking out, so I sew it backwards so that it will not be obvious over this side. So first I would open up the zip. I've sewed this side. Make sure you face the single crochet on top of the zip. Place it here and you just take a look. Yep, that's it. And I just sew it onto the, because I use black thread and this is black, so it's not obvious. You can't see the stitches. I've sewed through and fro twice just in case, to fasten it, to better fasten it. Put it as near the zip as possible. This is the zip. This is the zip part. Put it just next to it. Just next to it and start sewing. I do not really bother about the stitches being too wide or too narrow, so long I have it attached, that's okay. So I'm going to sew it as near as possible to the zip. I'm going to sew it through and fro twice so that it will be more secure, so that when I open the zip, here we'll have some pressure and the zip will open nicely. So I'll come back to you once I'm at the end of the row. Okay, the zip I have it so neatly. So this is how it looked like. So it's just 2 rows of the Houndstooth stitch, 1 black, 1 white, and 1 row of single crochet all around. So this single crochet row is the part where I sewed onto the zip, and the front panel and the back panel is exactly the same size. And this panel I started off with 31 stitches, and by the time I turn, I will have 30 stitches in every row. So these 30 stitches, it gives me 7.5 inches long and about 6 inches wide. And this front and back panel, I added a plastic canvas inside in the middle here to make it more firm, so at least it's firm, it's not soft like a cloth. And I use fabric to cover up the plastic canvas. So on top of that, I made 2 straps. This is how the strap look like. This strap is made with chain 7, the foundation chain. I started off with chain 7, and by the time I turn, it will be 6 stitches in every row. So this is about 1.6 or 1.7 inches wide. As for the length, it's up to you. I'll show you later how I assemble, and you will understand what I mean by, the handle is up to you, whether you want a long handle, or just a short handle. So this is kind of soft and flimsy, so I plan to add some plastic canvas in the middle. These are some plastic canvas I have from my previous project, left over from my previous project. So I cut it to the length of the strap, and I'm going to sew it here, just like how I sew the plastic canvas onto the front and back panel. So it's too long, some of it. There will be some overlapping here, but I will still sew it neatly so that you will not feel the overlapping. So on top of this, once I've sewed this plastic canvas here, I'm going to use the other strap, the strap number 2, and I'm going to seal it here. It's going to look like this. So not only that it's thicker and it's more firm to hold as a handbag because it has a plastic canvas in the middle. So if you like this bag, I'm sure you will like my other bag project. You can check it out in my YouTube channel. Besides this bag, I have a few more bag projects. So do check it out while I have this, while I sew this onto the bag. Okay, first I'm gonna connect the zip part. Make sure the zip is on the right side. And I am not going to do single crochet all around. I'll just connect straight away. So here, the number of stitches here and the number of stitches here is the same. It's just that this one looks slightly longer because normally at the foundation chain, and this is nylon yarn, it's kind of hard to pull it tight, whereas the top part here I can pull it tight and neat. So the foundation part is a bit loose. So the same goes for here. This is the foundation part, and then I did the one row of the white. But if you count, the number of stitches here and the number of stitches here is the same. This one I started with 31, and here I have 31 too. So 31 stitches. By the time I turn, there's 30 stitches in this row. So in order not to miss any stitch, let me get a marker to mark it first. To mark like this is the last. And you will see that some of it is kind of loose, but the number of stitches is the same. So I'll use my marker to mark it so that when I stitch it up, it will look just nice. I'm not going to crochet. I'm going to use a tapestry needle and a nylon yarn, independent nylon yarn. I had this a bit long, so I am going to, first I'm going to hide the tail. So I think I will start from here. I will make one stitch here, and I will tie the end, tie the tail together. All this will be underneath the, maybe I'll tie 2 knots just in case. And I will hide this along here. Let me get I hide it along here underneath the zip so it would not be obvious, and at least it won't come off easily. You can turn it back too so that it's kind of locked. I'll try and hide as much as I can because I do not want to just cut it like that. Okay, I can hide one more here and here. Because this is nylon yarn, unlike the cotton yarn. Cotton yarn is easier to hide. So this is, since this is under the zip, it will not be noticeable. So let's come back here. Let me get the needle. So here I make a knot here and I hide the yarn here all around. Let me hide this as well. Okay, I'll hide it later. So here I'll make a stitch to the first stitch. You place it here and make sure all goes well, and this one you hide inside. So I'm gonna stitch it like this. This is the first stitch. First stitch, go to the first stitch. And I'm gonna go this way and this way and this way. So now I'm going to go to the next stitch. You can see the stitch by stitch. You can see the V shape here and the V shape here. It's exactly the same spot. Then we go to the next stitch, the next V shape. See, it'll come up like this. I will pull tight later on because now it's still a bit loose. Like all this tail from the previous, oops, it should be this one. Since it's dark color, it's kind of difficult to see the V shape. But I think black goes well with white. Okay, now it's better. And now the next V shape here goes here. So you continue until the very end, and also the other side. So make very sure that the zip is facing the right part, face upward. So I'll come back to you once I have this connected. Okay, I've come to the end of the row here. See, it turns out very neat and nice. And I don't even need to do single crochet all around. This is how it looked like. So once I reach the end here, I work my way down to the zip here. The last stitch end here, but I work my way down to the zip here, and now I'm gonna connect to this side so that I do not have to cut the yarn. So it's just gonna be a small line here. Sorry, it's gonna be a small line here. So I did here, from here I connect until here. I work my way to the zip here and cross over. This is the zip. This is the zip. This is end of the zip. The zip ends here. The zip ends here. I can't go any further, so this is the part that I connect, so it's not that bad. So let me get this zip back and work my way up to the first stitch. From the bottom here, and work my way up to the first stitch. So this side, I'm gonna connect this here. So I'm gonna use a marker just in case. At least I know where's the midpoint and where's the last point, in case I might miss out one or two stitch. So long you just follow every stitch, you won't go wrong. You just follow this stitch here. This is the first stitch. First stitch, go to the first stitch. And the zip will look like this. Neat and nice. So I come back to you once I'm at the end of the row here. So by the time I'm at the end here, most likely I have to cut the yarn. Okay, so I've connected the top here. The top look like this. I still have not cut the yarn. It's still very long. I thought I want to continue here. As for the strap, this is how I sew it with thread and needle. I sew it here so that it will not move about. And now I make sure both strap is exactly the same length. So I'm going to join them together so that you won't be able to see this plastic canvas. And how I join them together, it's gonna look like this. And don't forget to watch my other video in my YouTube channel, as I have more than one video there. I have quite a few of bags and other videos, if you don't mind. So I'm gonna connect it here like this. So here I want the join to be at the bottom, so that at the side here it doesn't look like there's a join, in case if I did not join it properly. I purposely end one with white and one with black, so that when I join, it's not so obvious that it's a join. So I make sure the join is at the bottom here and here. So when I sew, I'm going to sew this way. So take for example, I'm going to use marker. I'll try and coincide the white with the white. I try and make sure the white goes with the white. And I'll add a marker. So when I stitch, I make sure like this. Take for example, this is the front panel, this is the back panel. So after I've stitched this side, I'm going to open up like this, and I'm going to stitch it over to the other side. Okay. So side by side, I'm going to stitch it on the front panel. You can call it the front or the back. You stitch it here first, and once you go one round, because I still have to stitch all this to join it so that it will not show this plastic canvas. And with the plastic canvas, at least my handle is more solid and it's not soft like a cloth. So here I haven't aligned this properly. I'm just showing you since I stopped here and I still have a lot of yarn. So make sure when the white goes with the white, it goes through all. Goes through all 3 of it. One from the front panel, one from this strap, and one from this strap. In, out, just like what I did on the top part here. So in, out, in, out, in, out, and slowly work our way one round. And later we're gonna do this side as well, and you're gonna have a lovely handbag. So I'll come back to you and show you the final product in the end. So don't forget to subscribe in case you want to stop watching here. Thank you for watching, but if you're a beginner, you want to carry on watching, I'll come back to you once I have part of this fastened, and I'll show you how was the progress. Okay, for those who have not done this before, this is your first handbag. Let me show you how I add the marker. Make sure you add marker or safety pin. I think marker, or what do you call this, yeah, safety pin. You can use the steel one, or you can use this kind of plastic one, so at least it stay locked while you're sewing. It will not, like, and let bobby pin, it will come off. So I prefer to have this kind of safety pin. This is plastic, we call it marker. So here, most important is I stopped here, so my yarn is here. Since the zip, I stopped here, so I want to continue here. So most important is continue here first, because I want to see the first strap. When I reach here, once this is fastened, I will have to make sure whether this one can it meet this side. If they do not meet, then I have to adjust this side. But ideally I want the white to go with the white, the black row go with the black row, the white row go with the white row, so that at any point, whether I turn it this way or this way, and you see it's together, the line is like it's together. And you can call me OCD if you want. But I find that it looks kind of lovely to have the line together. You can even make it this way, I mean, you know, this way, but I prefer to make it sink in. So up to you whether you want to follow, or you just make sure it's straight. You do not want to follow the pattern, it's alright. For beginners, you don't have to follow the pattern. All you have to do is make sure this is connected to the side here neatly and nicely. So most important, because my yarn stops here, so I'm gonna start sewing from here until here, and I'll see how he goes here. And I have to make sure this one can connect here. If it's too far, then I have to adjust this side. If it's just nice, then I'll continue with this. Because you see here, and make sure it touches the white. So when you reach here, it also touches the white. So no matter how I turn the back, the line goes in one straight line. Once you get the front part nicely, once you sew the front part here, the back part will be easy, because it's like fastened. But the same thing too, I will make sure I put a pin here to make sure this white goes with this white and this black goes with this black, and join it. Okay, so the stitches is the same. I'll make one stitch here. Okay, I'll make one stitch here. So this is the white, this is the white. I should join here, white and white. Oh, it got tangled. Okay, let me get this, because it's too long, so it got tangled up. And let me get this right first. This is what happened when the yarn is too long. Okay, I've straightened it. So here the white, and it should go here. I think this is the only bag that I didn't do single crochet all around before I connect or joint. Okay, once I've connected here, straight away go to the next stitch. Make sure you go through all three. This side it won't be that easy because here it's the V shape is nice. Here it's kind of bumpy, so you have to make a just poke into the nearest stitch, I would say. So once you stitch it, you pull, and it will join nicely. And you carry on. Make sure you connect this to the front part and also the back part. So here I have the zip. So if you do not like zip, you can make a flap. I do not want to make a flap because this pattern I just want to show this pattern, so I do not want a flap to cover this pattern. So I'll come back to you and see how the final product look like. So this is how the end product look like. I'll show you how the edge look like. I didn't do any single crochet all around. I just leave it like this, the bumpy area. So I just stitch up and down. So this is how the bottom look like, the sides. You see the lines. The sides here I didn't do any stitch. I just let it be and I just stitch up and down. And because there's a plastic canvas inside and this is double layer, it feels kind of not so soft. At least it can hold its shape. It won't collapse like a cloth. And I'll show you the inside. This is the zip part. So when you take a look inside, that's why I only use the lining to cover the plastic canvas on the sides, on the front panel and the back panel. I didn't cover the whole thing. So one glance, you can still see that row of Houndstooth stitch, the Houndstooth pattern inside, which I think it looks kind of cool to be able to see. And this side is just the purple color, the lining, just to cover the plastic canvas. And this is the zip part. And it's kind of like an invisible zip, so one glance it doesn't look like as if there is a zip. So thank you for watching. Do remember to subscribe to my channel and do check out my other videos. See you in my next post.